Hey up everyone. Well, it's a bit of a catch-up today because we have the 2 days of the marathon stage to cover, and before anything else, let's give a big cheer for Neels Theric. After being left stranded in the prologue, he fought back like a true champion, and after his previous award, now has the prize of his and Kove's first stage win. This means he may well pull off what seemed almost impossible and bring the Kove home in a top 10 position in Rally 2. Giving Kove their first stage win is monumental and puts them on track for the 5-year plan Zhang Shui put in place before his sad departure. And yes, I know Mason Klein won a prologue, but the prologue isn't really a stage win. I have to say, I was dubious that they would pull it off this year with the smaller setup, but I've been wrong before and I would gladly be wrong again on this occasion. Fingers crossed for him for the rest of the rally. As I can't screen Dakar footage here, I will put some pictures up and the timing sheets to keep you entertained. There will be footage on the Kove group linked in the description, or simply type BAREBONESMC into Kove to find us. The rocky terrain of Stage 4 changed many things, and as the first half of the marathon stage, more was inevitable. Tosha Shirena made it 2 in a row with another win in Stage 4. Ricky Brabeck came home second and Skylar Howes third, but Skylar Howes' rear tyre had seen better days. With no support, unless he can figure something out, it may not last the stage. There were many torn-up tyres and battered rims on Stage 4 as the rocks took their toll, and Michael Doherty, who was leading in Rally 2, had his front wheel bent beyond belief, losing a huge amount of time. That was one of the things that let in Neels Theric for his first stage win. On the stage leading into the minimal bivouac before tomorrow's stage, the winners after the first part of this war of attrition were the 3 Hondas, followed by Ross Branch's Hero, Daniel Sanders on the KTM in 5th, Nacho Cornetio on the second Hero in 6th, and the KTMs of Luciano Benavides and Edgar Canet in 7th and 8th. 9th fastest was Van Beveren, and the storming ride of Neels Theric put him in the top 10 overall, as well as being fastest in Rally 2. That pushed Bradley Cox's Sherco out of the top 10, but the surge of the Hondas meant that the overall standings had changed. Sanders was still on the podium, but the 3 KTMs had been pushed down below the Hondas of Tosha Shirena in 1st and Ricky Brabeck in 2nd, on exactly the same time. As I've said, Neels Theric was fastest on the stage, 7.5 minutes faster than second fastest Rally 2 entry Tony Malek. Preston Campbell was almost 9 minutes behind Neels Theric's time in 3rd, but he was celebrating as he took the overall lead of Rally 2 in his rookie year. The result meant in the rally his Honda was almost 19 minutes ahead of second place man Tony Malek on the Baz Racing KTM and 21 minutes ahead of Konrad Dabrowski on the Dust Rally KTM. Paolo Lucci was up to 4th on the second Honda, and Roy Barbosa was in 5th on another Honda. That meant it was a good day for the boys in red, with Honda now the top in both categories, and a blanket of red looking to conquer the dominance of the KTMs. Although winner on the day, Neels Theric is still down in 24th position overall because of his catastrophic prologue. He is 3 hours 48 minutes behind the leader, but lost 2 hours and 43 minutes of that on the prologue. Without that delay pushing the bike home, he would have been in the top 10 now. In the Malimoto, it was Josep Pedro who was fastest. On the stage, he was just 2 places behind the Rally GP Hoto of Mason Klein, who was 20th fastest on the day. Jerome Martini was second fastest on the Malimoto riders, with Benjamin Malo and Javi Vega close behind. Less than 3 minutes separated the top 4 Malimoto riders. Overall, that means Benjamin Malo is first, Josep Pedro second, Jerome Martini in third, Javi Vega still just off the podium in 4th, with Emmanuel Guillen back in 5th. That leads us into day 2 of the marathon and stage 5 of the rally. To say this was a shake-up is an understatement. Having led the Rally GP class most of the morning, Edgar Kane came to a halt after 240 kilometres of the special. He was left in the dust, working on his bike, watching any chance of a third stage win drifting off in the breeze. The problem was the rear tyre. The foam had broken down under the battering of 2 days in the rocks, and as a Rally GP rider, he has to finish the stage in order to continue in the rally. Jerome Martini took the lead in the Malay Moto after 186 kilometres on the Honda. He passed Jose Pedro and Benjamin Malo, but there was still a long way to go. Luciano Benavides took a lead of more than 3 minutes on Bradley Cox early on, and Nacho Cornejo and his hero was already third, so the tides were changing. Neels Theric carried on from yesterday, putting in the 4th fastest time overall, just 5 minutes behind Benavides. But by the 320-kilometre waypoint, just before the finish, it was that man Sanders again, causing everyone headaches. Daniel Sanders took the lead from Tosha Shirena, and Ricky Brabeck was third, but there was still 35 kilometres to go. But Luciano Benavides was flying today, as were Nacho Cornejo and Bradley Cox. The day was certainly less red. Benavides came home first, almost 4 minutes ahead of Cornejo, and Daniel Sanders was almost 6 minutes behind the leader. This was Benavides' 6th stage win on the Dakar and KTM's 4th this year. Bradley Cox finished in third, almost 7.5 minutes behind at the end, and he was followed in 5th place by the top Hondas of Tosha Shirena and Ricky Brabeck. Neels Theric romped home first again in Rally 2, making it 2 stage wins in a row for Kove. Konrad Dabrowski was just 40 seconds behind him, but 40 seconds is all it takes. Neels finished 7th overall on the stage, just 4 seconds behind Tosha Shirena in 5th and 1 second behind Ricky Brabeck in 6th. Shirena was hit with a penalty that shook up the overall rankings again. The 10-minute penalty was for failing to respect the signs, leaving the bivouac at the start of stage 5. He failed to pass through the flags at the start, and that penalty drops him from 2nd to 4th place, now 12 minutes behind leader Daniel Sanders. Ross Branch finished the stage 1 hour and 17 minutes behind winner Luciano Benavides. The foam on the wheel of his hero melted after 100 kilometres. That meant he dropped from 6th to 10th place in the overall rankings, 1 hour and 24 minutes behind Sanders. I've got to wrap it up now or I won't get this recorded, but the final standings after the first marathon stage are as follows. Overall, Sanders is first, 2 minutes ahead of Ricky Brabeck in second, with Luciano Benavides jumping up to third. Tosha Shirena is fourth and Nacho Cornejo up to fifth. The big loser is Ross Branch, down to 10th, now behind Howes, Van Beveren, Bradley Cox and Preston Campbell. On better news, Mason Klein is up to 16th overall in the rally on the Hoto after coming home 7th fastest on the stage. You can see the Rally 2 results in the charts down to 20th, and notice that all of the Malay Moto boys are locked together, the top 5 sitting at 12th to 16th position in Rally 2. Neels Theric is up to 21st now, so still climbing, and it's a long way until the fat lady sings, as they say. Bye for now, and don't forget to check out the Kove group linked in the description. You'll see some of the posts, but not all. But if you make a donation, however small, you will see the members-only videos. There is some footage from the rally up already, and there will be more. Have a great evening, and here's to stage 6.